Alright, so I just wanted to make a video talking about a feature that I just learned pCloud has available. If you have a pCloud account, you should be able to go under Files and Public, and if this hasn't been enabled already, you'll see a warning here. And basically what that means is that anything that goes into this public folder is completely open to the internet and anyone in the public. So you want to be really careful about what you put in there. Don't put anything that's private whatsoever in there because anyone has access to it. That's what that warning's all about. But once you enable it, you'll see something like this. This will be the URL that you can give to people where they can go access those public files, or you can access the public folder within pCloud. And this basically just allows you to publish files, including HTML files, I found out. And people not only get to download those files, but they get to view them in the standard HTML format. And so I just created this websites folder. These are a few examples I have already, but I'm going to go ahead and start one fresh here. So I have a domain, findfree.education. So I'm going to go ahead and create that folder here and go into that. And then I'm just going to hit this upload button here and upload a new index file. And give that a little bit of time. You can see the index.html file uploaded there. And then I'll just go back into the websites directory. And then you just want to hit the share button. And when you hit get link, this link right here will link directly to that index file. Well, it links directly to this find.education directory. But since I've uploaded that index file, it will actually load that index file when you go to the page. As you can see here, when you click preview, that's going to be the same URL in your web browser here. And you can see it just loads my test page that I uploaded, findfree.education test page. But there's one more step that I want to add to this. As you can see here, this is just filedn.com in a long string here. A little bit hard to remember, not very pretty. So I wanted to use a custom domain and just kind of direct this page. And again, I own findfree.education. So that is what I really want to be showing in the web browser. And I register my domains through NameCheap. And as long as you're using NameCheap's name servers, you should be able to go to the management area for your domain and then go under this advanced DNS section. And then under the type here, you'll want to go ahead and switch anything you have here that's an A record. Typically you'll have one for @ which is the main website, and then one for the www, and then that address that you got from pCloud, go ahead and put that in for the value. And where you see unmasked, go ahead and click that. You'll have a few different options here, and if you select masked, now when somebody goes to findfree.education, it will continue showing in the actual web browser, and it will still load that test page that I directed to here in the value section. So go ahead and hit the check marks here to save. And that might take a little bit of time. Depending on how your DNS settings are set up, typically it'll be within 30 minutes to an hour you'll see those settings go live. It can take up to 24 hours in theory. I have my DNS optimized pretty well, so if I ramble here for another 25 seconds or so, I think I will be good to show you how that works. We can see if we can do a test here. This is the domain that I was testing here. Findfree.education. Alright, looks like it's still directing over to that other IP address. So give it a little bit of time to refresh. And you can also, like I say, just preview that here. And that. So this is what we're hoping to see when I go to the web address. And you might be wondering, well, why don't I just go to that web address now? And the answer is DNS caching. Once I go to that, I'll have to wait for that cache to clear out. It just takes a little bit of extra time there. But yeah, the key is basically you just make sure you're in this public files area. Go into open your public folder, upload the folder containing your website and your index HTML. And as long as you have that index HTML within the directory, you should be able to just hit that share and get link, and that link will load the page. This can be really useful for landing pages. A lot of landing pages, you don't really need that custom domain as much. But if you are just trying to you have a small web page you just need to load really fast, and you already have pCloud, I mean, you can utilize it in order to better serve your web pages here. I do have some cons to this that I want to go over once we confirm. All right. Okay, and there you have it. You can see it working. So now we've gone to findfree.education, and the test page is now loading as expected. Now there is one big con to this, because if you have a pCloud account, a lot of their customers are on lifetime. You may never have to pay for hosting, and you only have to pay for your domain registration. You'll think, oh yeah, that's great. And I mean, it is. That's pretty cool, actually. But the only thing that is really bad about this technique is you can see that's HTTP. Add that S. It's just going to sit there and spin. This doesn't create SSL certificates for the domain, so a lot has pushed towards that HTTPS for the secure and encrypted traffic for SEO. So you're not going to get that SEO boost from HTTPS. But if you're fine with just having a simple HTTP site, and I mean, people are still going to be able to just type in the web address on the browser, and it should just take them to your site. As time goes on, more and more browsers may try and force an HTTPS connection, in which case that could cause some issues in the future. But yeah, it's a good little workaround if you're just trying to get a basic site set up. And even without the custom domains, like I say, for landing pages, like if you're just trying to, set up a quick landing page for your mailing list to get, more information on a giveaway or something, like there's definitely some use cases for this. I think the custom domain aspect probably is not as useful in real world applications because of the not being able to use the SSL certificate. But if you have, just some small mom and pop businesses that just, need to have their website up, or your brother's cousin or whoever that you're just trying to keep it up and running and not really have to worry about it too much, this could be a possible solution. So yeah, hosting websites in pCloud, who would have thought?